What's good, people? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, so I'm fully awake now. I done that Loma CROLLA video, half asleep, only 4 or 5 hours sleep. I went back to bed. I've had a couple of meals. I've been to the gym. I'm now fully awake, so I decided to watch the fight again. I just watched it again, and Loma is still incredible. I wasn't exaggerating. It wasn't no hyperbole. Loma is incredible. And you know, I've realized, although I've known this before, if you do not like someone, regardless of what they do, what they achieve, you're going to find a reason to put an asterisk next to their achievements. I've noticed there's a lot of people, specifically in America, and you Americans come at me, that do not like Loma, right? I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the race bait and stuff. I don't know what it is. But I've noticed things like, yeah, but who has he fought? What's he done? He hasn't fought anyone. Let him fight this person. Let him fight that person. Someone, I read watching someone else's video, and someone said, but his amateur record is insane. It is insane, right? 396-1. I mean, we're going to get to that in a second. Someone said, yeah, but that's amateurs. It's different from the pros. Like, it's a fucking different sport or something. Like, amateur boxing is not called boxing, and pro boxing is not boxing. I mean, they made it seem like one's NBA, one's NFL. Yeah, 396-1, and they tried to kind of just, yeah, but it doesn't count. Motherfucker, that counts. That counts. I'm sorry. 396-1 counts. Think of that for a second in your head before you answer that question. 396-1. Have I got that wrong, by the way? I don't know. I think it's 396-1. I mean, even if it was 20-1, but 396-1. And someone just tried to tell me that don't count. Like, we should somehow disregard it. Like, nah, it doesn't matter. This is the pro. No, does matter. Doesn't matter. And the reason why it even matters even more, and by the way, that one, I think he went on to avenge like 4 or 5 times. I think we all know that, right? But the reason it matters even more so is that in the amateurs, unlike the pros, sometimes in the pros, you get to fight your guy 6 or 7 times. Like, you know, because of the tournaments and the way they're structured, you will meet the guy you just beat. So whoever he's beaten once had the opportunity to go back, study the tape, look at this guy, and have a chance 6 or 7 times to get a victory over him, and they still couldn't. They still couldn't. It's funny because Gary Russell Jr. to this day says, like, give me another opportunity of Loma, and you know, I'm sure I can work out the things that I did wrong, because Gary Russell Jr. only lost by a majority decision to him. And Gary Russell Jr. is like, give me the opportunity again. So those guys in the amateurs have had 6 or 7, maybe even some of them more than that, by the way, because he's fought so many times in the amateurs, to kind of avenge that loss, and they still haven't been able to work him out. This guy is special. Let's just give him credit for being special. Let's not be cocksuckers and compare him to other people. Let's just give him credit for what he is. We are watching a special talent, and we should be fucking happy to watch it. Because I hear so many stories about guys in the past that we're not able to watch live. Like, I just have to watch tapes on, and even the tapes are quite fuzzy, and I go, my God. So let's kind of do that to someone that we're watching right now, because he is good. And he doesn't need to be fighting motherfucking Floyd Mayweather for me to realize he's good. Jamie Carragher, this has gone to football now, I'm getting really deep and personal here, but Jamie Carragher once said, I think I read it in his book, or he said it. Yeah, actually, I've got the book up there, Carragher. So I probably read it in his book. He used to talk about the new signings that used to come into Anfield. And he said, just from the first touch of a ball, he would know if that guy's good or not. So sometimes we used to get like a big signing coming into Liverpool. They used to touch the ball and he's like, oh, for fuck's sake, rubbish. I can see Loma do things and I'm thinking, what is this? What is this? And it doesn't matter his opponent. It doesn't matter. He's just doing things in the ring and I'm like, what's he doing? I haven't seen a guy this good since Floyd at 135. Floyd at 135 for me had a bit of everything. And Loma happens to be at 135 as well. But Loma is that good. That's the only person I can think of in recent times that has been as good and as complete and as skillful and even as spiteful. Loma's got a bit of spite with him as well as Loma. And that's Floyd at 135. Floyd at 135 was, for me, incredible. And Loma, for me, this guy right now who's fighting at a weight class that he openly admits is not his weight class. He can make 130 comfortably. You know, this is not, you know, it's not a case of him killing himself to make 130. He's fighting in a weight class to try and chase that legacy already 14 fights in. And he's doing very good things at a weight class that's not his, right? I mean, I think we all saw the weigh-in yesterday between him and CROLLA, and I mean, he looks small. So I don't know what he's going to look like against Richard Comey, who is fucking touching 6 foot. So it's going to be quite embarrassing, the size difference. But he is very, very good. Let's not also forget he's 12-1 in title fights. 12-1 in title fights. Every single fight he's fought, apart from the first one, which was an international featherweight belt, has been a title fight. Every single one, right? He lost to Salido in his second fight. Salido came in overweight. People seem to forget that, and it was a split decision. Who did he fight in his next fight? If that was to normally happen, and he was a big signing by Bob Arum at the time, Bob Arum would probably think, let's play it safe. Fuck no, he didn't. He fought an unbeaten 24-0 Gary Russell Jr. All of a sudden now, Gary Russell Jr. is a bum. Because people are saying, who's he fought? 12-1 in title fights, people, in 3 different weight classes. Can do everything. What can't he do? Someone tell me what he can't do, because I need to know what he can't do. Whereas I can go through other so-called great fighters and I can pick things they can't do. I can. I don't know what he can't do. And that's what's so impressive with it. And he lives the life as well. This is something he openly preaches. He's always in the gym. So this guy is always training. He's methodical at what he does. So let's look at some of his potential opponents coming up. There is talk about Luke Campbell. I mean, he mentioned that in his post-fight interview, a possible trip to the UK, and I'd love him to come over against Luke Campbell, 2 Olympic gold medalists. Luke Campbell's very big, very, very skillful as well as Luke Campbell. But no, it'd be a good fight. It'd be better than CROLLA. It'd be a lot better than CROLLA. Luke Campbell ain't beating him. Again, good fight though. Luke Campbell, again, very, very big, can punch, can box. Looks like he's getting a bit better under Shane McGuigan as well. Looks like he's a lot more confident. Has had issues outside of the ring in terms of personal stuff, but looks like he's coming back together again now. And that would be a good fight. I don't know how big a fight that is in the UK. I think it's something that Vasyl said he would want to do next, but I think Eddie Hearn would prefer Luke Campbell to win a world title, which he might do. There is chances and talks of Mikey Garcia vacating and Luke Campbell fighting for a vacant world title. So that's one of the fights that could happen next. Mikey Garcia is obviously the one that everyone wants. It's a fight he mentioned immediately after. I don't see how it happens, right? If this was before Errol Spence, then yeah, it can definitely happen. Money talks and it's a big fight. It's a pay-per-view fight. Now it can't happen. I mean, he went up to 147. Again, he's probably walking around, I don't know, what's he going to be walking around at? 170, maybe? I mean, he came into the ring. What did they say? He came into the ring at 158. And it's not like he's going to diet after. So he's probably going to eat and enjoy himself after that, after making, what 9-10 million. So he ain't coming down from 170, 165, 170 to 135 pounds. He's no way losing 35 to 40 pounds. No way. There are bigger money fights for him in 147. There are bigger money fights for him at 147, so I don't see that fight happening. Gervonta Davis. Now, this seems to be the one where if you're not a fan of Loma, it might be because you're a fan of Gervonta, and for some reason, you can't be a fan of both. It's a good fight. It's a good fight, right? But aside from power, and look, Loma's power is so underrated. He has a 71% KO record. Loma makes people retire. There's not many boxers that have done that. I think 3 or 4 people retired back to back. I think Sosa retired, Nicholas Waters retired, Rigonda retired, I think someone else as well. But Loma makes people retire. He has a 71% KO record. But no doubt, I think Gervonta Davis has more power. That's it. There's nothing other than that Gervonta Davis does better than Loma. Nothing. Feel free to tell me, people. In the comments below, tell me what Gervonta Davis does better than Loma, and I will retort and answer back. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I've watched nearly all of Gervonta Davis's fights. I love the kid. It's a fight I want to see happen, but there is nothing else he does better than Loma apart from the power. And I would take Loma's skill set all day. If I was at to build a fighter, I'll take Loma's skill set all day over Tank's skill set. All day. It's a fight that will never happen until Loma gets to like 36, 37, because Floyd just won't let it happen. And both of them are southpaws as well, right? If Tank was an orthodox, then you know what? That style, because he's an orthodox, might cause Loma problems. But he's a southpaw as well, so Loma gives him problems being a southpaw. So, nah, not for me. The other one is Teofimo Lopez. I like Lopez, I do. I like him. You listen to him talk, he's very confident, very brash, has the skills, but he's not ready for this yet. Not yet. I think he's 4 or 5 fights away. And let's build him. I don't see the rush. I mean, I don't know why we're chucking him into the conversation. Maybe he's chucking himself in the conversation, but let's build him a bit. He doesn't need this fight yet. Richard Comey, long, rangy, not enough. That's it, right? I mean, he's long, he's rangy, he can punch, but again, we're talking about a special talent here, people. I hate to kind of repeat the song here, but Loma is just that good. We're not talking about your average good boxer here. We're not. And let's start understanding this. I still think that we are talking about your average world champion or you guys that are double world champions. No, we're talking about a very, very special talent. I just compared him to Floyd at 135 pounds. And that's not me talking bullshit. That is fact. That's how good he is. Let's start to appreciate this. Let's also appreciate that in his last 2 fights before this, he was injured. Jorge Linares, he had a shoulder problem. Still got the win. Then went into the Pedraza fight too early. Openly admit, too early. Still looked impressive. Today, he had 2 arms. 2 fully functioning arms. And I think we all saw what happens when Loma has 2 arms. So for me, I don't know who beats him. There is talk about guys coming down from 140. But for me, it's going to take a very, very good boxer to beat this guy now. And that very, very good boxer, I don't see around at 130 or 135. Not now. Or even 140 coming down. Some of the big 140s can't come down. They're too big. So the other ones that are kind of smaller sized, not for me. They're just not good enough. Not for me. Who do you think, though, guys? Am I just getting excited because of who we just fought? I'm not, but you might say that. But who do you realistically think can beat him? No one for me, if I'm honest with you. But this is boxing. Anything can happen, right? But I think the best thing that could have happened for him was that Salido lost. If he just came from pro and just destroyed everyone, then maybe he's overconfident. But I think he knows he's vulnerable, and that's what makes him stick and work and just sacrifice himself to this game. And I wish a lot of other boxers that have skills could do the same thing. But we see them partying and this and that, and I'm not going to get into it. But a lot of these boxers, I think, especially these young, skillful ones, like a Broner, I hate to mention him. I'm sorry, I've got to mention him because Broner, I thought 135 pounds was vicious. But they almost, I don't think they live the life. And then when they go to camp, they then try and live the life. It doesn't work like that. It's got to be all year round. I think fair to say that Loma, alongside other fighters that are coming out of Ukraine, Usyk, Godzik, look like they fucking live the life. And these guys look like they mean business. All 3 of them. And there's more. The conveyor belt is thick now. They're all coming. Good luck. Peace.